Hey guys, welcome to Tech Addict. In today's video, I'll be doing the review of the new Lenovo Legion 7i. I have been using this laptop for more than 2 months now, so this will be a very detailed review. One more thing, even if you don't want to watch the whole video, at least watch the cars part, as that part is extremely important if you are thinking about purchasing this laptop. Starting off, this is a very expensive laptop. It comes in various configurations depending on the country you are purchasing it in. I purchased the model with 10th generation i7 10875H with 8 cores, NVIDIA RTX 2070 Super Max Q with 8GB of VRAM, 16GB of 3200 MHz DDR4 RAM, 1080p 144Hz 500 nits display with 100% sRGB and 100% Adobe RGB, G-Sync and 1TB SSD for storage. It costed me a hefty 1,95,990 rupees, which converts to roughly around $2,700 as of now. But the prices will vary depending on the region. Starting with the looks and build quality, the laptop looks and feels amazing. The top lid is metal with very less amount of lid flex. The chassis and keyboard deck is metal. The back panel is made of plastic, but the plastic is really hard, so you don't have to worry about it. And it is also probably a good thing, as the metal back panels usually get really hot. So with the plastic back panel of this laptop, at least you won't be feeling that much uncomfortable using this laptop on your lap. The hinge is sturdy enough, but it has got some serious issues, which I will be discussing in the cars part of this video. Anyway, the look is very professional and minimal. But if you want to get full on RGB, it won't disappoint you. The keyboard has Sparky RGB, the back vents, the side part, the front, everything has RGB and it looks just awesome. It comes with a 720p webcam with a privacy shutter. The laptop weight starting at 2.1 kg, so it is not that lightweight, but kind of good enough compared to most other gaming metallic laptops coming at this price point. Also, thankfully, the included AC adapter is quite small and lightweight for the 230 watts power output it is having. Coming to ports and placement, the laptop comes with a great number of ports. To the left, you get a headphone mic combo, 2 USB Type-C ports, one of which is Thunderbolt 3. To the right, you get a single USB 3.1 Gen 1 port. The front is clean. To the back, you get a HDMI 2.0 port, 2 USB 3.1 Gen 2 ports, an RJ45 Ethernet port, the power port, and a Kensington lock slot. Personally, I love the idea of having most of the ports at the back, so the laptop doesn't have crazy wires coming out of both the sides. It really helps the laptop to look clean and minimal, which is an underappreciated quality, I believe. You also have backlight for the port indicators so that you can easily identify them in the dark. One thing I seriously missed about the laptop is that it doesn't come with a SD card slot, which is really disappointing because this laptop with this level of hardware, this level of power and this beautiful display is a great machine for content creation, video editing and photo editing. Coming to performance, of course, performance is the most important part of any gaming laptop, and thankfully this laptop is really a beast. Just keep in mind that this laptop comes with a 230 watt power adapter, so you can get an idea about how powerful this machine is. For cooling, it comes with a vapor chamber and 2 fans with 4 air vents. It has 3 thermal modes: silent, balanced and performance. You can switch between modes by going to the Lenovo Vantage software or by simply pressing the function and Q button. The selected mode is shown in the power button, with blue for silent, white for balanced and red for performance. The fans are totally silent in idle and a bit loud, though totally not annoying during peak performance. One thing to keep in mind is that the fans do not move air at all if you are keeping the laptop on a bed, blocking the bottom air vents. So make sure to keep it on a hard surface so that the bottom air vents are not blocked. This laptop comes with a 10th generation Intel i5 to all the way up to 10th generation Intel i9. The specific model I got came with a 10th generation i7 with 8 cores and 16 threads, Intel i7 10875H processor. It had 16GB of 3200 MHz DDR4 RAM, which is really impressive given that most of the 10th generation Intel i7 processors are coming with only 2933 MHz RAMs. The performance was excellent. I never noticed any lag, any performance dip anywhere. Even during heavy multitasking, with 4 desktops open, with Android Studio, SourceTree, and so many other softwares, including Firefox and Chrome, and all that in balanced mode. This is Cinebench R20 score, which is really impressive. I also ran ADA64 stress test to check the thermals, and the result is like this. Coming to GPU, it starts with 6GB of NVIDIA GTX 1660 Ti and goes all the way up to NVIDIA RTX 2080 Super Max-Q with 8GB of VRAM. As I already told, my unit came with a RTX 2070 Super Max-Q with 6GB of VRAM. Keep in mind that even though this is a Max-Q graphics, it comes with NVIDIA Max-Q Dynamic Boost, which allows it to increase power intake and give more performance if there is enough thermal and power headroom available, making it close to a non-Max-Q or a Max-Q variant of this graphics card. As you might have already guessed, it is an extremely powerful graphics card. For synthetic benchmarks, I tried Imagen Heaven benchmark, and here are the results, which are really impressive. I do not have benchmarks of that many games, as I really didn't get enough time to run the benchmarks, and I do not have this laptop anymore. But this beast can run most of the recent AAA titles at 1080p Ultra with ease. Here is a benchmark of Horizon Zero Dawn, which worked extremely well on this laptop. The option of disabling the Intel's integrated graphics is there by disabling hybrid mode in Lenovo Vantage software. This will run the display directly using the NVIDIA RTX graphics card, which will also allow you to use G-Sync if your model has G-Sync display. Just to remind, my laptop came with a G-Sync display, so I was able to enjoy it. Sadly, NVIDIA's Advanced Optimus, which allows you to turn hybrid mode on and off automatically on the go without even rebooting the system, is not there. The laptop was supposed to come with that feature, but there might be some issues on NVIDIA's end or Lenovo's end, and because of that, as of now, this laptop, at least my unit, doesn't have that feature. Keep in mind that I believe NVIDIA or Lenovo should be able to push this feature via a software update, but I cannot guarantee it. This issue might be there for this particular display option. Also, my unit came with a 144Hz 3ms display, which was extremely fast with almost no ghosting. Also, screen tearing wasn't an issue thanks to G-Sync. Coming to the display is one of the best aspects of this laptop. There are multiple display options. I got the Full HD 1920x1080 IPS anti-glare 144Hz, less than 3ms response time, 100% Adobe RGB, 500 nits, VESA display HDR 400 certified, Dolby Vision enabled display with G-Sync. The display looks stunning. Though the display is 1080p or Full HD, I believe it is good enough for a 15.6-inch laptop. It was sharp enough, at least for my workflow. As it is an IPS display and also a good one, there is little to no color shift at different viewing angles. The colors are vibrant with 100% Adobe RGB. It comes with X-Rite color calibration software with built-in color profiles such as Adobe RGB, sRGB, DCI-P3. Believe me when I say display is a very important factor for a laptop, and the display quality matters a lot in day-to-day uses. This display will be great for gaming, photo and video editing, even for Netflix, YouTube and other content consumptions. The display is very bright at 500 nits. Also, it is an anti-glare display, so outdoor visibility will be excellent. Dolby Vision and HDR works well, though as of now, if you don't turn on system-wide HDR, which I never do, you can only watch HDR contents using the old Edge browser. Though we can expect more and more browsers will be supporting this in the future. Backlight bleeding was not an issue. This laptop comes with a full-size keyboard, and the keyboard is really good. It feels durable. The key travel is 1.3mm, which is a bit low, but the overall typing experience was excellent. The keyboard has Sparky RGB with Corsair iQ support, which allows you to fully customize the keyboard and all other RGB lights in the laptop, such as the back logo, the air vents, and the front bar. The backlight of the keyboard can go really bright and has 3 adjustable brightness levels. However, since we are getting full lighting control, with a little bit of effort, we can fine-tune the brightness level to anything we want. Also, since it has Sparky RGB, we can individually control the lights of each key, which gives us the flexibility of, for a game, you can only set the WSAD keys to light up, while the rest of the keyboard is dark, giving you even more immersion. Also, the built-in keyboard lighting effects look really beautiful. However, you can also download any effect you want from the internet and load up in Corsair iQ. Only one issue though, as of now the keyboard light always stays in the default RGB spiral mode while the laptop is booting up, shutting down or is in lock screen. However, I believe this is a software issue and Lenovo or Corsair should be able to fix it in the future. Still, it is a little bit annoying, at least now, so I think you should know it. The touchpad of this laptop is okay in my opinion. It feels kind of smooth, accurate, and doesn't come with dedicated left or right click buttons, which I personally like. Whether you like or hate this configuration depends on you, but personally, I love this configuration, as it means there is no space lost for those buttons. The touchpad supports Windows Precision drivers and comes with all the handy gestures of Windows. However, there are two things I didn't like about the touchpad. Number one is, even though it is such an expensive device, the touchpad is made of plastic, not glass. Even though most of the laptops at this price point comes with a glass touchpad. Also, there is a little bit of flex if you press the upper part of the touchpad. You can even see a bit of gap. Even though it might not seem to be a big deal, given the price point of this laptop, I am a bit disappointed with the touchpad. There are two bottom firing towards speakers with Dolby Atmos support. When it comes to loudness, they are okay, neither great nor bad. When it comes to audio quality and stereo effects though, they are excellent. Also there is one concern, since they are bottom firing, if you keep this laptop on a bed, the speakers will probably get muffled. The laptop comes with two NVMe M.2 SSD slots. You can choose your storage configuration while purchasing. My unit came with a single 1TB WD M.2 NVMe SSD, which is very fast. I populated the second M.2 slot with a Samsung 970 for 500GB SSD, which works really great. Since you are getting two similar SSD slots, you can populate both of them with similar SSD configuration and enjoy RAID 0 or RAID 1. One issue though, the boot time is 7.7 seconds, which is not bad, but given the configuration with such powerful SSDs, it is quite bad. Even using the Samsung 970 EVO SSD as the boot drive didn't improve boot time at all, even though the same SSD is giving me 3 to 4 seconds of boot time in other laptops, even my old Asus laptop. The boot speed issue is only there with this Lenovo Legion 7i laptop, I believe, as its younger brothers, the Legion 5Pi and Legion 5i, are having around 4 seconds of boot time, which is almost twice as fast as this laptop. Moving on, there is no 2.5-inch hard disk bay, but I think that's fine, as personally I always prefer two SSD slots instead of a SSD and a hard disk combination. Since you are already purchasing such an expensive laptop, I believe you should be able to purchase another SSD, which is already getting quite cheap these days. Also, there is no optical drive bay in this laptop, but who needs that in 2020? The laptop comes with a 80 Wh battery, which is excellent for a gaming laptop. It should normally give around 5 hours of battery backup, but there is a problem. The included Corsair IQ software, which is necessary to control the RGB lighting of the whole laptop, drains the battery heavily. It will eat through your whole battery within 2 hours. Updating the software didn't work, at least as of now. Some YouTubers suggested disabling Corsair service, which again didn't work, at least for me. The service always restarted itself. The only thing that worked was uninstalling Corsair IQ altogether. Though it brought back battery life to around 5 hours, all the RGB lighting control was gone and I was stuck with the default RGB spiral keyboard lighting effect. The included 230 watts AC adapter charged the laptop really fast, which is a good thing. My unit came with Windows 10 Home and MS Office 2019 Home and Students. Most importantly, it came with 3 years of warranty, including 1 year of accidental damage protection, with offers to upgrade that accidental damage protection to 3 years coverage for additional Rs 999. Though please note that the accidental damage protection only covers one part damage per year, which I think is same as most other manufacturers, at least here in India. First of all, this is a great laptop. It might not be value for money for most people, but for those who are planning to purchase a laptop at this price point, it is an excellent choice. I just loved it. That said, the laptop comes with some extremely serious issues, which you must consider before purchasing it. First of all, the quality control, especially in displays, is really bad. My first laptop had a patch of few millimeters on the display. Even after replacing the laptop, the replacement unit came with a stuck pixel. Again, this might seem to be very minor issues, but considering the price point of this laptop, the quality control is not good at all, especially since most of my older laptops, even inexpensive ones, never had such an issue. Anyway, moving on, here comes the main problem with this laptop, because of which I had to return the laptop and purchase a different model, the Legion 5Pi, which I am using right now, as you can see. I am also going to do a detailed review on that laptop as well, So subscribe and stay tuned. Anyway, coming back to the Legion 7i, the hinge of the replacement unit busted up after only 7 days. After a bit of googling, I found that issue is not uncommon at all. Many users are facing the same issue. Their hinges are getting busted up within a week or within a month of purchasing the laptop. I contacted Amazon, but they refused to help at the 7-day return window was over. They told me I must seek help from the manufacturer, that is Lenovo. After contacting Lenovo, they told me that they will send an engineer to fix the laptop under accidental damage protection. But keep in mind that accidental damage protection only covers one fix per year. And since it was a new laptop, only 7 days old, I told them I want a replacement, not a fix. They told me I have to again contact Lenovo customer support via email only. After a lot of email exchange and uploading dozens of photos of the laptop, the box, the invoice and everything, finally they agreed to proceed with the replacement. They sent an engineer. The engineer thoroughly inspected, checked all the parts, packed the laptop, sealed it and gave me a DOS certificate. Then Lenovo told me that with this DOS certificate, I have to contact the dealer, that is Amazon, to proceed with the replacement. When I contacted Amazon, again they refused to help. After a lot of persuasion, finally they agreed to take the laptop back and give me a full refund. But again there was another issue. Even though the return pickup request was created, the pickup guy was not picking the laptop up as it was having a damage. So there was a kind of deadlock situation. I was trying to return the laptop because it was damaged, but the pickup guy was not picking the laptop up because it was damaged. After 6 unsuccessful pickup requests, dozens of calls, wasting hours of my time, after 20 days, finally the pickup was successful and I got my money back. But I am extremely disappointed with Lenovo's design and Amazon's service. Anyway, after discussion with the Lenovo engineer who came to fix my laptop and after doing some research on my own, I finally found the issue. The design of the lid of this laptop is faulty. As you can see, here is the lid of the Legion 5i, here is the lid of the Legion 5pi and here is the lid of the Legion 7i. See how there are metal brackets in the lids of the Legion 5i and 5pi, but there is no such reinforcement in the lid of the Legion 7i. As it turns out, the Legion 5i and 5pi are having a plastic lid, so the metal reinforcement technique could be implemented quite easily. But coming to 7i, it is having a metal lid. So instead of doing any clever design or anything special for this laptop, the Lenovo engineers simply dropped the idea of giving a metal reinforcement and used normal glue to glue the hinge holder to the lid. Attaching two metals using a glue is always risky, especially since it is a laptop lid. Users will be using this laptop, opening this lid every day. Glue is glue and glue will come up sooner or later. Anyway, so as you can see, this is a design fault and so many users are facing the same issue. So there is a huge chance if you buy this laptop, you might be facing the same issue as well. There is a chance that this will be covered under warranty and the laptop will be fixed without any issue, which is a good thing. But if it is not covered under warranty, you have to claim accidental damage protection, which remember, you can claim only once per year. So if the same issue happens more than once a year, or if there's any other accidental damage, it won't be covered and you have to pay a good amount of money for that. To summarize, the Legion 7i is a great laptop with beautiful looks, excellent build quality, great performance and a beautiful display. Almost everything was perfect about this laptop. But the lead issue, as discussed, is a curse to the laptop. Personally, the lead issue was a deal breaker for me. But if you don't mind that, or maybe if you won't open or close the laptop that much, this laptop might be a great choice for you. Anyway, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you found this video helpful or give a dislike if you hated it. If you have any questions, concerns or suggestions, feel free to comment down. Thanks again. See you in my next video.